This is a short follow-up to the video about the first shots in Las Vegas. We'll address the comments regarding the topmost shot in the fuel tank. The bullet drop has already been taken into account in the 3D recreation. The angle it adds is very small. The considered drop was 170 inch over 700 yards, applied to a downward line of departure, and the impact point matched to the topmost spot in the fuel tank. This is the whole bullet path, with and without the drop. The difference is almost invisible. This is the bullet path with the drop, scaled up to demonstrate the curvature. Here's the basic angle computation. From the shooter elevation above the tank, and the window to tank distance, we get the angle of 7.8 degrees. The bullet drop adds only 0.5 degrees, for a combined striking angle of 8.3 degrees. And this is why an angle of about 8 degrees was mentioned. Some people try to compute the drop as a separate angle, and then add it to the bullet path. That's not how it works, because the relative drop depends on the angle of departure. We need to solve the actual ballistic trajectory for the specific impact point, with the bullet drop as a built-in component. We can't tack on the drop afterwards. This is how small the drop contribution is. Some people question the spacing of the bullet hole under the lip, probably because they're looking at a far-away photo. In a close-up, we can use the bullet caliber as a reference. Depending on the photo, we get a distance from 28 to 33 mm from the center of the hole to the underside of the lip. An average of 31 mm was used in the 3D recreation. Note that the internal corner of the angle iron is rounded, and you need to compensate for this to get the proper distance to the underside. The angle iron is claimed to be 6 inches in size. This is wrong. The size is only about 3 inches. We know this both from the bullet caliber reference, and an independent comparison of the lip to the known dimensions of the fuel tank in a high-res photo. Some people try to engage in a debate of marksmanship, by wondering if that spot can be targeted from that distance, or the skills needed to recreate the shot. This is irrelevant, because it's highly unlikely that Paddock tried to hit this spot, nor do we care. We only care if the bullet fired from his suite would clear the lip. Some people try to base their calculations on dimensions from Google Maps or Google Earth. These sources are fine for large distances, but they're not good enough if you're trying to answer a question that involves fractions of an inch. If you zoom in on the 3D objects in Google applications, you'll see just how badly scanned and inaccurate they can be. This includes the issue of textures, or photos placed on top of 3D objects to make them look real. Low-quality texture algorithms may cause distortions based on the viewing angle. Depending on the quality of the textures representing Mandalay Bay, this may be an issue if you're trying to pinpoint Paddock's suite. Unfortunately, there is no shortcut when it comes to accuracy. You need to reconstruct the scene in 3D, using high-res photos as reference. In summary, the original 3D reconstruction of the topmost bullet hit on the tank still stands. The bullet would clear the lip,